Okay, we're live. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Could we have a roll call, please?
Okay, I'll start with Maureen.
Maureen is here.
Maureen Villafone, E. Block,
Here.
Dennis Burrows,
Here.
Regina Latorre,
Here.
Nancy Della,
Here.
yeah, and Michael Saslow,
Here.
Peter Amato,
Here.
Diane Alderman, Andelman, thank you, Bobby Levin, Richard Handelsman,
Present.
John Timmerman,
Here.
Ruth Dries,
Here.
Joanne,
I'm here.
I'm sorry, I'm here, David Boaz,
Here.
Bruce,
Stutzman,
yeah,
yes.
here, Stuart Richland, Patricia Caputo,
Here.
Fausto,
Here.
a quorum, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 committee members, and all of the officers are here except for Jerry.
Okay. I know everybody reviewed the minutes. I need somebody to make a motion to accept the minutes. Motion made by John Timmerman, seconded by Dennis Burke. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Any corrections to the minutes? Minutes will be accepted as presented. We're going to go around a little differently today. We're going to start off with our manager's report, treasurer's report, I'm sorry.
I feel very special. I had 3 things. Now, let me see if my memory is right.
Let's have one meeting. Thank you.
The first one is we now are the proud owners of all of the North Canal and all of the drainage of Century Village, which is quite a long time to be able to make that statement. And we will proceed with getting that dredging done, and Donald will give you a lot more information about that. The second thing I wanted to talk about is I unfortunately, maybe fortunately for some people, I canceled the finance meeting for this month because we are working very hard with our reserve study company, and I have this big 100+ page document that they produced, which is wonderful, and our reserves are going to be very interesting this coming budget season. But it is a big document with a lot of particulars that I don't want to present to the Finance Committee until I can explain them and understand them. So it is my back and forth, and Donald is helping me a lot with that. We're trying to get that out, and I'm hoping that in July we'll have a finance meeting with a reserve study that makes sense. And there was a third thing, but I don't remember it, so I'll maybe get a second upvote at the end. But otherwise, that's it for me.
Okay, thank you. Donald, you're up. Now I'm prepared.
Good morning, everyone. I'm just going to go through the risks. We got a few things today, so I'm going to go through as quickly as possible. First of the month, next month, July 1st, new laws coming into effect, HB 913. This affects the laws that govern condominiums in Florida. The 3 things that I think we need to look at immediately, because I'm sure our lawyers are going to be advising us more generally. First is Zoom meetings. Near as I could see, the Zoom meeting. If you're going to have a Zoom meeting for your board, that's fine, but you need to record it, and you need to preserve that recording as a condominium record, just like the minutes of your meeting. If you have your meetings at YouGo, it's not a problem, because we do that for you, and we're working on a procedure to record your meetings and give you guys hard copies with a receipt, so we can document that that's been done for you. Second thing is, your CAM will be required to attend 1 meeting each year, and you're supposed to have 4 meetings a year. If you're just going to have the CAM for 1 meeting a year, it's going to be your budget meeting or your annual meeting, because that's the 2 most important. Personally, I think you should have your CAM in all of your board meetings, and if you have the meeting at YouGo, you have no choice, because that's one of our rules to use our room. The third thing is timely repairs of structural defects or damage. Near as I can see from what I'm reading, this appears to apply mostly to the 3 stories and up that's done their structural integrity reserve studies, but I also think there may be some impact on our 2-story buildings, especially if there's reportable structural damage to the building. There are 2 buildings in Century Village that UCO's keeping an eye on right now. So that's it for that. Next, Seacrest. Many of you went to the Seacrest Fausto Town Hall meeting last Friday. I think there's been a lot of these issues that we've been having have been resolved just through communication, and UCO is facilitating that as much as possible. Many of you have sent in reports that we've been cataloging and categorizing. And we've also passed those on to Seacrest, and many of those issues have been resolved right on the spot within a day. So I think we're making progress on that front. Also, Seacrest management team will be at the Delegate Assembly next week, or week after next, it's on the 11th. And you're gonna have an opportunity to hear from them and then talk to them after the meeting. We just found out that Seacrest has reserved this room, for training classes in July and August for unit owners and directors to use their new Ventaka system. So that should help things a bit as well. So I'm glad to see this progress made there. Next, AMR. AMR is our ambulance contract. It appears that there is going to be some changes in the county ordinance that governs our ambulance contract. We're not really sure yet what the effect is going to be on our account, on our contract. UCO officers did meet with Palm Beach County Fire Rescue this past week, got some of the details. Next week they'll be meeting with AMR to get it from the perspective of the vendor. And then on the 22nd of next month, there'll be a county commission workshop specifically for this matter. So I would say for the August meeting, there'll be a report from the president on what's going to go on with this contract. What else we got? North Canal, you've heard from Joanne. Yesterday, we had a visit from our engineer, Derek Shenovar. He created the plans to redo this canal back in 2018. So we're going to see a proposal from him shortly, and we're going to try to move through that project as quickly as possible. A little bit more complicated than South Canal, but you guys are going to actually vote on a proposal for South Canal today. Last thing is, you're about to look at a security contract. Fausto, would you like me to just launch into that? All right. All right. Do it?
You should.
All right, fair enough. All right, so in front of you, you have a final version of a contract between UCO and San Moritz Security. Some time ago, the UCO officers decided to do an RFP and bid out the contract. That was driven by our insurance carrier who wanted additional coverages in the contract. It went out to 4 vendors. The bids and infrastructure committee, along with the officers, narrowed that down to 2, and then finally down to 1, which is San Moritz Security. Once we got down to 1 contractor, this went out to our specialized attorney and also our insurance agent, Assured Partners. And they after some revision, they approved this contract for you to consider. This is the final version, good to go. So we're bringing this to you for your review and consideration and vote. From here, it goes to the Delegate Assembly for final vote. Happy to. Yeah, this has been approved by the Bids Committee, Security Committee, Officers Committee. You're the next step. Read this in? I think that's it. A lot of steps. Happy to answer any questions if you have any.
I have a question.
Go for it, Regina. Come on up.
Good morning. In regards to the
Microphone.
North Canal.
You got to turn it on.
to switch up towards you.
Call an engineer.
you know what?
Oh, I got it, okay.
Okay, good morning. In regards to the North Canal,
Yes.
from the previous minutes, it said that the auction was happening today. So did that happen already? Because I know it opens at 9. Joanne said it's already.
That was a typo.
Okay, so how much did we wind up paying for it?
Nothing.
Okay,
The
perfect.
best price imaginable, other than them paying us to take it.
Nice.
What's your next question?
Okay, the proposal for the South Canal, after that is said and done, will fencing be put up?
Fencing is planned for both canals, but
Okay, perfect.
obviously, we're not gonna do that until the steam shovels are done being on the
Absolutely,
property,
thank
right?
you. And the security, this is the first time I'm seeing it, the agreement. I don't see any cost, any pricing here. I'm not sure how do we vote if there's no pricing?
It's an addendum.
Is there an addendum on here?
There it is.
Believe me, it's there.
Okay, you pointed out.
It's in the small print.
Yeah, sorry, what constitutes small print for me is getting more and more as I get older. Take a look at that, Fausto, would you?
Just your insurance. There is no breakdown on cost. No, that's only for the insurance and the life.
All right, so we probably, yeah, we probably missed it. Regina, in previous committees, this came up. It's, I think there's virtually no change.
$5,000 difference.
Yeah,
Well, what's the original, like what? so I-
1.3 million per year.
Okay, for the security contract. And
Yeah.
is it going up at all?
No, that's the point.
No, not beyond the normal budgeted, I think we budget, I think 5% a year is our normal
For an increase.
escalation.
Yeah,
Okay, so 1.5 million, and are we over budget with that, or?
no, not even close.
Right now.
No. And Regina, from the 4 proposals, including the incumbent,
Yeah.
the proposals came in very, very tight. They were all within $5,000 of each other. So that's kind of why it's missing. We forgot about it.
Okay.
There's like no change to a,
I'm always looking for numbers.
No, me too.
Okay,
but,
thank you.
Yeah, we dealt with that very early on. That's why we don't even think about it anymore. Because we eliminated vendors based on all other things because the numbers were close.
All right, since we're on security, Fausto, you want to entertain a motion for,
Yes, I need a motion to accept St. Mary's as our new security contractor. Made by Dennis Burrows and seconded by Michael Zaslow. Are there any further discussions? Does anybody have any questions or discussions on the new contract? Proposed contract? Yes, David?
Fausto, if you would tell everybody that this is a separate contract.
Oh, yeah. Just so that if anybody that's not aware, the building, WPRF has their own agreement. And once we, at UCO, have approved this vendor and it gets approved by the delegates, we have informed WPRF that we will be switching and she will be contacting them if she has not already contacted them and work their own contract. Okay? Any questions on the?
and I'll make sure that how much it is on the next batch that's going to the delegate assembly.
Thank you.
If you ask me ahead of time, Regina, I'll send it.
Yes, Flo?
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm just want to make sure that I understood what you said. Okay, we're going to be switching security.
Yes,
The security that at the gate or the security that's...
security at the gate.
Okay, we're getting a new security.
Yes, the UCO contract and the Rovers, right,
And the rovers.
right.
Oh, so we'll no longer be platinum?
No.
No.
So is it it's a better rate we're getting?
All right, let's go back a little bit for those of you that have short-term memories.
Okay.
In October of 2024, we explained to the current vendor that there was a problem with their insurance coverage. We explained it to them at our monthly meeting, October, November, December. January, when he came to the gentleman came to the meeting, he said, well, I don't have anything in writing. So Donald sent him an email explaining that what we needed for them to update their insurance contract. In February, we got no response other than the company told us, this is how it stays. That's what started the RFP. We gave, an RFP was sent out to 4 companies, including the incumbent, and it was, their proposals came back, it went through the bid committee, and like Donald said, between the 4 companies, there was a difference of $5,000. So doing the money part of it really had no say in how we picked the vendor. That bid committee narrowed it down to 2 bidders. Of those 2, they came in, they were vetted. The bid committee narrowed it down to 1. After a second bite at the apple, the people came in to us for a second interview, and from that second interview, they narrowed it down to 1, which was St. Moritz. Okay? They sent us a contract. It went out to our insurance vendor and to a specialist in insurance, an attorney that views security contracts. This has been being kicked around for 3 months. And after 3 months, the final version, we just got it back, was sent to the insurance company and to our attorney and to the specialized attorney. They reviewed it and they said it's a go. So that's why we brought it to the officers yesterday. The officers said, okay, now we bring it to you. After here, it goes to delegate assembly, and if it all goes well and we have a quorum there, which I hope we do, okay, it will be signed, and there will be a clause in which at one point the new security company will come in.
Okay. Will
Oh.
services all be the same as what it is
Yes,
now?
no change to
There's no,
service,
right,
no discontinuity of service.
Okay,
That's important.
yeah.
yes, Nathan?
When would this begin?
Well, after delegate assembly,
I get that, but-
and then we will get in touch with St. Moritz, and we will have an official signing, ribbon cutting, and then they will give us, I believe they said they can do this within 30 to 45 days.
Yep.
And our current contract says we have to give the vendor at least a 30-day notice. So if all goes well, we're hoping by September, October that they be here, hopefully sooner. Right, right, so.
It's been-
Yes, Diane?
What type of cars? Are they gonna be electric?
4 wheels.
I know.
We told them that we had the ability for them to have electric cars if they choose to, okay? And they agreed that if it's within their realm, they would get the 2 electric cars and 1 gasoline-powered car, as we have now. But it's their choice. That wasn't one of the requirements for them to have electric cars.
Will there be somebody replacing Daniel, because he works for Plaid?
We have no idea. It's not up to us,
Okay.
okay?
Well, is it in the contract to have
We
somebody?
can't make that a stipulation in the contract that so we will talk to them when the time, after the contract is signed, okay? Any other questions? Yes, John?
Just a comment, I mean, after yesterday's meeting, I went home and I did some research. Are we gonna be holding their employees accountable more than we have done with the other security company? But some of their reviews have got me,
Reviews,
about the company itself.
Internet-based
Their pay rate,
reviews
how
from-
they treat their employees, how their employees act.
all right, John, I know what you looked at, because obviously I look at the same thing. We have to be very careful and take with a grain of salt any of these things that are on these internet platforms. People who put these things up tend to be people that are mad at a vendor for some reason. Do some internet research on BreezeLine or Comcast and see what comes up. If people are happy with the service, they tend not to go to these platforms. I would discount that. But we have checked with references. This is a reputable company with a, and I'm sure you were here for the meeting where we actually interviewed this vendor twice. So this is, be careful with that internet
No,
stuff,
no.
you know.
I'd like to mention that when I read all the contracts and I read them carefully. I also looked at the pay grade to their employees. St. Moritz pays a lot more money, at least $20,000 more to their management, and they start them off with a lot more money than other security companies. They also give them free uniforms, so I don't know how bad they could be. They have people with them a lot of years. They told us how long the manager was there and other people. So we got to take everything into consideration. I think they're a security company with a heart. They're willing to listen, and they were willing to make the changes that we required of them from the insurance company and the attorney, which other companies did not want to make. So it's beneficial for us to have a company that's looking out for our interests as well. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Okay, we have a motion by Dennis, and seconded by Michael, to accept St. Moritz as the new security company. We need a roll call vote, please.
Maureen? Okay,
Maureen is a yes.
yes.
Say that again so they can hear you.
I heard her. Eve?
Yes.
Okay. Dennis Burrows?
Yes.
Regina Latorre?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes.
Don't you?
That's right.
Michael Zaslow?
Yes.
Peter Amato?
Yes.
Diane Andelsman?
Yes.
Bobby Levin? Richard Handelsman?
Yes.
John Timmerman?
Yes.
Ruth Dries?
Yes.
Flora Simpson?
Yes.
Okay, and Joanne?
Yes.
Tony's a yes. David Boaz?
Yes.
Bruce Stutzman?
Yes.
Stuart Richland?
Yes.
Patricia Caputo?
Yes.
Fausto?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you. The next item that we're going to be asked to be voting on is the dredging of the South Canal. Little history, we had the engineer that put the program together, came to us 3 weeks ago, about three and a half weeks ago, and said that he got an estimate, a quote of dredging the South Canal, and we asked them to send us a contract. No contract was received by us for 7 to 10 days. Donald reached out to Shenandoah, who does a lot of work for WPRF, and he's familiar with the company. We asked them to come, review the project, and they submitted a contract, a proposed contract within 3 to 5 days. So this is the contract that you have in front of you. Hopefully you all read it. And before we do any discussion, I need a motion to accept. John Timmerman makes a motion, seconded by Bruce? Okay, Bruce. Any discussion? Anybody have any quick, go ahead.
Just a question, did we get an estimate from whoever did the North Canal?
The North Canal hasn't been done yet.
We just bought it.
We just got the paperwork that we could do it.
Well, what was Seacrest doing there? They were cleaning out?
They were cutting down the trees
Oh,
there. They were cleaning the canal for us.
okay.
That's how we were able to put a mechanics lien on it and get a judgment to purchase those properties.
For free.
That's why we got it for free.
Well, not for free, but,
It was regular maintenance.
right. It was something that hadn't been maintained in 50 years. Are there any questions on the proposal? I know everybody read it, and if I ask you a question, I know, right?
Just one other thing, this proposal was approved by our engineer project manager. It meets his specifications, and he is certified that this price is in line with comparable jobs.
Yes, Michael?
Does this have any reflection, well, no pun intended, any reflection on the price with the partner on that with Reflection Bay?
Can't hear you, Michael.
No, this is a proposal that we got. We have the funds, and we're responsible for getting a contractor to come in and do it. We have $1.5 million in escrow. Each one put in $750,000. So, we don't have to go to them for approval. That's the question I believe you were asking, right?
Correct, yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, Diane, how much is the price? I know you looked at the contract.
It's a quiz.
It's a quiz. Huh? No. It's, you guys should be reading this stuff. Huh? Okay. All right, very good. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hearing, yes, Tony, you got a question?
I was ready to do the roll.
Well, I'm gonna make sure that if anybody has any questions, I wanna answer them. Yes, Richard?
The contracts are about 830 something, so leftover monies will be divided equally between Volter and Yuko.
Yes, if there's any money left over, yes, that's the,
If we're doing our job right, Richard.
right.
Maybe we can find something to spend the rest of it on.
There you
Oh
go.
boy,
You
don't
said
see
it,
that
not
on the
me.
film, that's gonna have to be edited.
Yeah, let's stay to the contract. Any questions on the contract?
Now, you say Calder is on board with this?
They already given us $750,000.
Yeah, but we can just take it and spend it?
Yes, according to the agreement, we can.
Okay.
We're on a time frame to be able to dredge the South Canal. So we're just following what the attorneys put together. Hearing no other questions, we will take a roll call vote. Tony, it's up to you.
Maureen Debeger?
Yes.
Okay, I heard you. Eve Block,
Yes.
Dennis Burrows, Regina Latorre,
Yes.
Nancy DeJuice, Michael Zaslow,
Yes.
Peter Amato,
Yes.
Diane Andelsman,
Yes.
Bobby Levin, Richard Handelsman,
Yes.
John Timmerman,
Yes.
Ruth Dries, Flo Simpson,
Yes.
Joanne,
Yes.
Tony's yes, David Boaz,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes.
Patricia,
Yes.
Fausto.
Yes,
All right, motion carried, sir.
thank you very much. All right, another close vote. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this committee should be taken seriously. Every committee should be taken seriously. But the reason why we give you these things to look at, the minutes, because the more eyes that are on it, everybody might see something that was already missed. Hopefully it's not, especially like in a contract, but please read it, review it. Bruce, you're up. What would you like as officers report?
I would like to say that the officers are in the process of contacting condo associations. The officers are in process of contacting the condo associations to bring their Sunbiz annual report up to compliance. We are making progress, but there is a fair number of condos that have not done that. And if you're here and your condo hasn't done that, please, you really do have until September. After that grace is taken away. It is necessary, it's required, and we're doing our best to bring everyone in compliance. That's it.
Thank you, Bruce. Patricia?
Good morning, everyone. As you know, there's not much to say in the transportation. I'm happy to say I haven't gotten very many complaints this year, which is a tremendous improvement in the service. I do know that the manager has been on the bus more than once because we saw him coming off to some serious complaints that were made. He wanted to check it out before he put someone on suspension or fired them. So the academy has no problem following up, and if a person is continually doing something that is not in line with the contract, they will get rid of them. I know the buses are large, I know they're noisy, I know some of them are in disrepair and they're getting on top of that. However, I will tell you this briefly. We're nowhere near the end of the contract, but I did some research on my own. I called some smaller bus companies, and even though the people don't like the big buses, the noise, etc., if you want small buses, you're going to have to really stretch your legs. There's no kneeling on the smaller buses. They don't come down to your level. And that's something we all have to consider, because I hear it repeatedly about how the buses are too big, and I agree, and too noisy, but smaller buses do not give you what the bigger buses do. So that's something for all of you to think about now, instead of waiting for the end of the contract, what you really want in this village, what you like to see, and what is more convenient for the people. Most of us, and certainly include myself, are older, and it's kind of hard to get up to the steps, especially if you're having a problem with your legs. So while I like the smaller buses, I would stick with the larger one. Again, everyone has their own mind and their own opinion, so something to think about ahead of time. Other than that, I will say people, even with compliments, will continually call me on the phone, I can't take it. You have to put it in writing. They don't, whether you're complimenting their service or you're complaining, everything has to be written. And I understand that, being a legal secretary over 35 years. Your word doesn't mean very much. It's the proof that you have when you have a complaint or a compliment. So please make sure, if you know anyone who wants to compliment them or complain, that they take a form, very simple. They're in here and they're at you, go fill it out, and it'll be dropped off to me immediately and it'll be faxed over to them. Other than that, thank you very much for participating, and thank you for coming to these meetings. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, Patricia. I thought you were going to bring up, about 2 weeks ago, a resident sent me a picture of one of the buses blowing a huge amount of black smoke out the back. And we left the building here, and tell your girlfriend to hold on. Okay. The on-site manager was outside, and I showed him the picture. He said, send it to me. While we were still talking, he sent a text message to Mario, and within 5 minutes, Mario was here, and they were looking, we had the picture of the license plate, the bus number, and everything, and they said they would take care of it. So, I mean, they are receptive. David, you're up.
No mas.
No mas? Okay. Stuart.
It's bewildering to me that people who buy units here or rent units here in Century Village are not informed by the board as to what you have to do and how you go about doing it. What we see here with the barcodes, for example, it's just amazing how many people come in who are owners or renters and absolutely know nothing about what they have to do and why they have to pay the fee for the barcode. And when you explain it to them, and it seems to interfere in whatever they want to do, or they have a plan to do, they get angry and they turn their anger towards us, and all we could do is smile and tell them thank you very much, and that's it. I wanted to just mention about the security. I attended every one of the security meetings with the vendors, and we really did select the one vendor that seemed to provide us with everything that we wanted, and their presentation was extremely professional and touched on almost all the areas that we were concerned about. And so I personally have good feelings about the choice that you accepted today. That's it.
Thank you, Stuart. I'm going to ask Donald to give you an update on Jerry. As most of you know, Jerry's in Israel.
Thanks, Fausto. Yeah, our colleague Jerry and his wife Esther were in Israel through all of this unpleasantness. They are now in transit on their way home. It's a little bit of I guess the right word is schlep. They have to take a cruise ship to Cyprus, take an airplane from Cyprus to anywhere else in the world, and somehow get back to Florida. But it looks like that's all in line. We should see them next week, so we're looking forward to that, and thank God. Just figured you'd want to know. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, yes, yeah. Do we have any old business? Is there any old business? None? Hearing none. Do you have any questions for us that we did not answer? Yes?
Yes,
Eugene?
Donald, just a question in regards to the training for Ventica
Yeah.
From Seacrest, how will you advertise that so I
There'll
can
be a-
relay
There'll be a
it?
flyer in my weekly report
Okay.
coming up, and then once I have that, it'll go in the newspaper, it'll go on
Okay,
television
perfect.
station, all channels.
It'll be
Okay,
on the
and can
channel.
you recommend a Zoom with Seacrest, because it's summertime, a lot of people aren't here?
I can recommend it, yes, but
Okay.
I think that they put aside 3 or 4 dates.
It wouldn't work on the Zoom? Why? No, not from you, from Seacrest. Seacrest would have to send the links out.
They just
Yeah.
procured some rooms in this building.
The internet in this building
Yeah.
has proven to be troublesome
Yeah.
for more than a few.
Oh, so it's gonna be here?
join-
Yes.
Yeah, because
So,
Yeah.
if you say, okay, we'll take the first 3 people and no one else,
I think you got 3 dates to choose from, 6 hours each day, so there'd be plenty of opportunity.
Okay, good. I just want to relate to my owners, in the
Yeah.
building. Okay,
And when they
great.
get back, I wouldn't be surprised if they did it again, when the snowbirds get back.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Excuse me, Pascal.
Yes?
The internet is really bad in here. I mean, I know that that's an evil thing, but did we bring it up to them?
It was brought up to them, they're currently working on it, and they're trying to figure out how much more money it's gonna cost to update the system that they have. And I think they will probably put it in next year's budget, because it's an 800 number. It's gonna be quite expensive to update whatever they have. Is there anything else? Any old business? Is there anything for the good of the order? Yes, John?
Just want to piggyback on Stuart about the barcodes. It was in the newspaper, last delegate assembly was handed out. I know I took it back and put it on my bulletin board immediately. The anger from tenants and owners is, it's the realtors and the owners that have tenants. They don't do nothing to inform these people of what the rules are and stuff like that. So I hope, now that it was in the paper and given out, that everybody went back to their, bulletin board and put it up there. I mean, that's
Well-
the first thought of communication.
Thank you for reminding me, because on Monday, after the last delegate assembly, I received a phone call from somebody that wanted to know the proper procedure on barcodes. And I mentioned to the individual that it was in the package that he or she had gotten the Friday before. And she got back to me a little bit later saying, thank you, I now read it. So please, again, I'm going to remind everybody on the 11th, we give you stuff to read. Read it, digest it, and some of this needs to be put up on your bulletin board. And this is why we do it. Anything else for the good of the order? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. John made a motion, seconded by Peter Amato. Thank you, everybody. Happy 4th of July. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Maureen.